Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome into Christchurch for our first broadcast of the year. It's the round one clash between the Chiefs and the Crusaders, and we're bringing it to you live from Auckland through Christchurch. I don't know how it all works, but anyway, Bradley Richardson can explain it in a little bit more of a detail as he goes through the Crusaders team as well.
Yes, thank you, Jake. It's great to be back after quite a long hiatus. We're in hibernation for a period of time there. As we take a look at this Crusaders team, we'll start with the forwards, Wyatt Crockett, Cody Taylor, and Michael Alalatoa. In the front row, Luke Romano with Samuel Whitelock, the locking pair tonight. Pete Samu, Matt Todd, Jordan Taufua rounding out the loose forwards. Brent Hall and Richie Moanga pair together in the halves. George Bridge, Ryan Crotty, Jack Goodhue, Seta Tamani Valu, and David Havili are the backline tonight. And into the reserves, Ben Funnell, Chris King, Oliver Yaga, Scott Barrett, Billy Harmon, Mitchell Drummond, Mitchell Hunt, and Manasa Mataele.
Yeah, well, a stacked team as we now look at the Chiefs team as well. Aidan Ross out of Hamilton Boys High School, Nate Harris and Nepal Alaula making up the front row. A good tight front row, just like the co-commentator Amanda Hayes likes it, and we'll get to her shortly. Brodie Retallick, Dom Bird rounding out the tight five with Mitchell Brown from Taranaki, Sam Kane, Taleni Sue rounding out the front row, forward pack I should say. Brad Webber, Damien McKenzie in the halves, Johnny Fauli and Anton Leonard-Brown the centres, and at the back Solomon Alamalo, Sean Stevenson and Charlie Ngatai, Liam Poltwood, Atu Molu, Angus Ta'avau, Liam Messam on the bench with Lachlan Boshier, Te Toiroa Tahuri Orangi, Marty McKenzie, and Sean Wainui. The coach is Colin Cooper. And now we introduce for the first time on PYJAMA her debut. She's about as excited as a Jack Russell on cocaine to be watching this game with us. And she will be certainly very excited to comment on the looks of the players. Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Hayes.
Oh, it's good to be here. Good to be here. Definitely excited to have a cheeky pervert Damien McKenzie for the night.
Yes, well, I'm sure we'll see a lot of him being at first five as the Crusaders are running out onto their home. Of course, round one of Super Rugby in 2018. The Highlanders, I should say, taking the Blues to town last night under the glass in Dunedin. But the Chiefs will be away for the 10th time in 11 years. They'll start their Super Rugby campaign away as Luke Romano is going to run out by himself, the lone wolf. A little bit daunting, you'd probably say. Bradley, it's like when you're in the classroom and the teacher tells you to stand up and everyone looks at you. It's probably what's Luke Romano's going through right now.
Yeah, I would kind of think the same thing, or maybe his team just forgot to run out with him and they're just too busy in the changing sheds.
Yes, well, I know how much grip tech, they love to shove that on their hands. I don't know how that all works, the grip tech thing. You get your hands all sussed and then you play with some balls. It sounds like some grip tech would be, you'd find it in some random store on K Road. Richie Moanga, 312 points in Super Rugby. The question's asked, is he going to be an All Black by Tristan Sice? And here he is.
G'day, fellas. Well, based upon Richie Moanga's successful season last year, I just think, why not, I mean, everyone's asking the question, what are the odds of Richie becoming an All Black, guys?
Well, you've looked at some previous people who have become All Blacks, so I'd say anything is possible, particularly probably becoming a Māori All Black. For God's sakes, Alan de Malmonch made that team, so everything's up in the air and it can happen.
Yeah, well, it must be opposite day because the Crusaders have run out before the Chiefs. Maybe they're trying to be gentlemen of something. Normally you let the visitor go first, but maybe it's a little bit of a changed thing, Bradley.
Maybe they forgot their manners for today.
Yeah, well, Sam Kane bursts out onto AMI Stadium with his Chiefs behind him. That old crikey dick. Mitchell Brown, he's running with some Chiefs mana. Surely we're going to see some Chiefs mana tonight, Bradley.
Yeah, you'd hope so. The Chiefs, known for their mana. Of course, when they run out at Waikato Stadium, they've got a haka going on. And it really gives them a lot of mana.
Yeah, well, Brodie Retallick, quite often referred to in our eyes as the ugliest man in world rugby. He is running out there tonight. We'll talk about him soon. Ben O'Keefe, the referee, Nick Bryant, Jimmy Dolman, and Aaron Patterson, his assistants. And we are all set here at AMI Stadium for round one. Saturday night rugby and the age-old clash between the Chiefs and the Crusaders is about to forge another chapter. Mitchell Brown, a fairly scary man. I can tell you, you wouldn't want to meet him down a dark alley. Damien McKenzie, well, you'd think he'd be from Matamata with a look of the face that he has, but quite the contrary. He's down from this way in Christchurch, playing on the ground that he, of course, would have went to watch the Crusaders so many years ago. And Ben O'Keefe blows his whistle, chucks his hand in the air, doesn't get a high five, but Damien McKenzie kicks it off. It goes down the throat of Seta Tamani Valu, and Richie Mwanga is going to pump it into touch. A quick exit from the Crusaders, and it can't be thrown in quickly. So the first line out of the match, again, Jago Flaherty in commentary with Bradley Richardson and Amanda Hayes here with PYJAMA. It's O week, so you would imagine the amount of students in the crowd would be probably a fair amount. Nate Harris throws it in, and oh, crikey, the grip tech's really paid off for Brad Weber. Oh, crikey, Dick. Now the Chiefs get a runaway. Anton Leonard-Brown. Can he go all the way? Not quite on the 5 metre line. It was like it was stolen ice cream. He was running so fast. Now they lose it forward. And oh, that's like anticlimactic stuff there by the Chiefs.
What the hell was that start to the game? And actually see what happened. I had to fix part of the commentary, which is no surprise. Welcome to us. But that seemed damn exciting by your reaction, Jake.
Well, I was really excited, and Amanda Hayes, she really kind of likes the look of Anton Leonard-Brown, so I imagine she was just as excited as I was, really.
Oh, yes, definitely. It's all about the looks.
Well, he looked like a bloody swan dancing down AMI Stadium, straight up the guts. You learn that sort of stuff in under sixes, Bradley.
Yeah, taking back to the old days of rugby, when you wore bare feet back in the day and your feet almost fell off from frostbite.
897 kgs, the Crusaders pack versus the 881 in the Chiefs. They get it going quickly, crash ball. And now we're looking to exit through way of Richie Mwanga. Bryn Hall fires it off to him. He's got some shiny boots. You'll probably see them in the dark. Luckily, it's daylight saving, so we don't have to worry about that at the moment. But Mwanga puts it into touch, and 2 minutes gone. The Chiefs are on the back foot at the moment. In fact, I should say the Crusaders are on the back foot as Nate Harris is about to throw in. Of course, injured this time last year. Didn't play the first few rounds. But now he gets to start with the Chiefs. Throws it in. And he could play darts fairly well because that was quite powerful. Although he probably wouldn't get your triple 20 because that's not straight. Paging Bradley Richardson.
I just got to fix the time. I haven't done this in a while, so we're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Well, it is round one for us in the commentary box tonight, of course, too. Sometimes you see a few passes go to the dirt and whatnot in the first round, just like a few passes are slipping through the hands tonight, but that's okay. You're probably used to it with us. O'Keefe calls the cadence again, crouch bind set. And Hall holds it at the back, throws his arms in the direction of Crotty. He throws his arms in the direction of the ground, and it's a putrid pass, and it's forward as well. So we're going to have another scrum. In fact, it's a penalty. The Chiefs offside. So 3.5 minutes gone, and the Crusaders now have probably got their best chance of the game. So put it into touch and get some territory. A late tackle from the Chiefs. In fact, it was, well, that was a putrid. You wouldn't see that in under eights, Bradley. That was a horrific pass, and I think that he should be taken off.
Yeah, you went from under 6 to under 8. What's next with under 10?
Well, I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. They take it down, and oh, what a switch move! And there goes bloody old Cody Taylor for a dance. He's taken some hip-hop lessons over the summer because that was spectacular. Now we're off to big Wyatt Crockett. I need to catch my breath, and I'm not even in Christchurch. Now they work it to the blind side. Off to the right-hand side as we look at it. They're running from right to left, the Crusaders. About 15 minutes out. metres out, I should say. These passes are faster than a Catholic on his wedding night. Here goes Romano. 15 out again. They go left, and here we've got... Oh, George Bridge. Rusty scenes in the commentary box, and I struggle to string along some words. Only 2 metres out as Ben O'Keefe fires some advantage. Close they go, the Crusaders, and a try's given as well. The opening try to the Crusaders in this match. And it goes to Matt Todd, it looks like. What a man to score the opener for the Crusaders in 2018.
Yeah, I think it's quite fitting that I managed to fix the technical difficulties right as the Crusaders scored. Maybe it's a good sign for this match, and the Crusaders are on our side.
Amanda Hayes, Matt Todd, how does he look?
Oh, it looks great from this angle.
Yeah, well, it's an angle from up above. Not sure whether you like the angle from up above or not of Matt Todd, but Amanda Hayes would be certainly one to think about it, as she loves the look of that surge over the line. He's really put that ball down, and it was a good angle to see him put that ball down from above. And Mitch Brown going to the sheds. Looks like a bit of blood bin. So he's truly a warrior, Mitchell Brown.
Yeah, 5 minutes into the season and you're already bleeding. Maybe he's got a bit of a problem. Might be a long season, averaging a blood bin every 6 minutes. So 12 minutes time, we're looking for another blood bin from Mitch Brown.
Off the upright is the kick from Moonga. So he won't like that, but close enough.
Just give it to him.
Crusaders 5, Chiefs 0, with Matt Todd scoring the first try of the season for the Crusaders. With only 7 minutes into the game, Moonga, he was dancing around like a bloody reindeer in that phase, but I don't know how he hasn't bloody jarred his knee or something.
Probably that grip tech you're talking about.
Yeah, probably. They put it on their knees too.
They injected it inside the joint, so...
Well, the Hobbit kicks off. In other words, Damien McKenzie. Liam Messam comes on for Brown. It goes too far. He's overcooked it. He's had too much Weet-Bix in the bowl this morning. And Coach Colin Cooper will be certainly talking to the dietitian about it. They take it quickly to the Crusaders, but not allowed by Ben O'Keefe. So we'll have a scrum.
The first scrum of the match. Has there been any law changes in scrums like every single other year? Because I swear to God they change. Like, I changed my underwear.
Yeah, well, it's so they were talking about crouch, bind, set, gunner, the hokey pokey, and you do the hokey pokey and you turn around, and
I think
that's what it's all about, sort of thing, in the scrum time.
They should just make the scrums the hokey pokey, and the team that has the best coordination gets the ball.
Well, either that or heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. I've been talking to a number of major officials in rugby, and they like the idea of heads, shoulders, knees, and toes, and then you kind of, you engage and have a bit of a cuddle as the ball is put in by Bryn Hall. He has a bad attention span. He's been with about 3 or 4 Super Rugby teams, and now they go to the left-hand side. The Crusaders met with a wall of defensive Chiefs players. Hall now looks to go and shove it off to the try scorer. Hall again. 5 passes. It's kind of like a game of tennis. You can't see the bloody ball whenever it's thrown. And it goes out, so we'll have another line out. And James Dolman, the fine specimen of a man, has put his flag up. Let's talk about James Dolman. He and look at this. Look at this assistant referee on the side here, Amanda, because I'd like you to understand that referees can look all right too.
Yeah, but if they're a rugby player, they're going further in my books.
Well, there you go. Jimmy Dolman on the sideline. He gets a lot of attention from the Wahine of New Zealand.
I'd take a referee over a player, though. They have more longevity.
That's true. That's true. They're in the game longer, as Nate Harris is about to throw the ball in. Short line out. Well, that was awkward. It's probably more awkward than kissing your sister. Not that I've tried. Bryn Hall off the ruck and out stripped away by the Chiefs. Lost forward by Dom Bird, though.
Nothing called by the referee.
Maybe the Specsavers brand have really not helped them out this year, the referees. Maybe it's the last year of sponsorship. You never know. Bryn Hall off to Moonga. Back door to Havili, and it's gone forward. So another scrum and another chance for me to take a break.
Yeah, well, the referee got that one, but it looks like we might be headed back for that initial knock on. The Specsavers came through in the end for the second scrum of the match. I think they might be looking at a bit of a macarena for this one. The MC at the ground, he's got it on the ready in case the referee gives the signal. Liam Messam on the field. I heard he's quite the expert and is quite a leader in the scrum macarena for the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, I've just pulled up a photograph of James Dolman for Amanda's sake, and well, I'd just like you to comment on him. He's, of course, objectifying women. We're not about that, but Amanda's all about objectifying men, so it doesn't really matter in that respect. But if you can just feast your eyes on this specimen here and make some comments. 10 minutes into the game, it's time off as we set another scrum.
Oh, I think he'd look better without a shirt on to start with. He's still not a rugby player, so just take your shirt off and maybe learn to play the game, then you might have a chance.
Do you think he's in that movie about strippers? What's the movie?
Mad Mike.
Magic
Magic.
Mike. There we go.
That's the one.
No, like Mike's the basketball one.
Another interesting point about good old Dolman is that he is a referee, so he likes to take control and he is quite good at it.
That's very true. He likes to blow a whistle as well and chuck his hands in every direction.
And he really likes to use his vocal cords throughout the process.
Yes, well, I'll tell you what, as a referee myself, you have a certain way of blowing a whistle. You can use your tongue to sort of really, instead of going, it's making that general, it's, it just sounds a lot better. And Ben O'Keefe, being a doctor, an eye doctor, he knows how to use that tongue on his whistle.
You get that big breath of air in your lungs and you just give it your all.
That's the one. Well, this scrum's taking longer to put down than anything else. Oh, my goodness.
I think the worst part of the scrum is they started doing a close-up in Brodie Retallick.
I think the United States would have found bloody Osama bin Laden faster than the scrum's been put down. Put down. Finally, and penalty to the Chiefs defensively, and they're pumped up like a bouncy castle about it. The front row, a good tight front row, has pulled through again, Bradley. You know all about a good tight front row. You've been a hooker for a number of years, and I just admire you for that.
Yes, well, as a hooker, you prefer it nice and tight. It's the best way to go. There's no escaping. There's no room to move, and you just go from there, and there's nothing better than a nice tight front row.
Yeah, certainly with the locks as well, to shove their arms around there and make it nice and tight. In fact, we've got a big lock forward in the room as well. We'll bring him in later on in the commentary for a bit of a chin wag. Out of Chiefs country as well. Nate Harris, he got it not straight before. He flings it straight down the guts this time, and now lost forward in the tackle by Ryan Crotty. But they're playing on. The Crusaders are going to score from it. Richie Moonga, they've got to go upstairs because fair dinkum, that is not a try. And Ben O'Keefe, he is an eye doctor, and so he's probably got some good eyesight himself. And he certainly saw something that was a little bit weird. Great refereeing to let it play on. And Zinni, Aaron Patterson from Waikato, the TMO, is going to make a decision early in this match.
Let's just hope he gets it right, because there's been a lot of times, even just this year, especially at the Brisbane Tens, where they've screwed it up royally. As we take a look at it on replay, it looks to have come off the hand of Ryan Crotty, number 12, and it's gone forward.
Can I just jump in there and just bring Amanda Hayes in? Your thoughts on, as we see this look, what are your thoughts on Ryan Crotty's hand?
Oh, it just looks a bit sloppy.
Well, do you like a sloppy hand?
No, it needs to be more controlled.
No, a much more controlled hand. Aaron Patterson from Waikato, a good television match official, made his test match debut last year in Argentina. So he knows what he's doing this for a number of years now. But that is a tough call. I do have his number. Should we flick him a text and tell him to sort his life out and make this a lot quicker?
Oh, I'll flick a text to him.
Yeah, well, he's not a rugby player. Oh, he was a professional rugby player, and now he's a TMO as he comes in to give the call to Ben O'Keefe.
Isn't he a real estate agent too?
He is, so he can sell things, he can make calls on things. And he was a professional rugby player. The try is given, and the Crusaders have stretched their lead out to 10 points to nil at 13 minutes gone in the match. A good try by Richie Mo'unga and pounced on it, but my lord, he's got some toe.
That was quite an interesting try. Could have gone either way in the end. The Chiefs, they'll have reason to be unhappy at that decision, but in the end, he gave it a bit of jandle and was able to outrun them all. You just got to give him credit for that.
Puts the pill between the sticks and over the upright as well. So it's 12 points to nil after a good try by Richie Mo'unga. Opportunistic stuff as a false line-out move and a bad pass leads to a kick through. And Mo'unga putting the pill over the chalk. And that's 7 points added to the tally of 5 they had before. 12 points to nil, and we're going to get this game underway at the 14-minute mark. Mackenzie, Frodo puts it into the air and goes down the throat of Jordan Taufua. Now Mo'unga, the try scorer. Oh, that's a good defensive bomb. We need that back, don't we? The good defensive bomb. Now Mackenzie takes it forward and throws it in the direction of Charlie Ngatai, co-captain for this, and you'd understand why. The coach is from Taranaki. He's taken the captaincy off Liam Messam and chucked him to the bench. That's a little bit discriminatory against a Waikato man like Liam Messam, but as the young folks say, or have said in the past, unlucky oos. Anyway, the Chiefs on the attack. They get advantage on the 5th phase as we approach the 15th minute. Right in midfield, and it's held up, so they'll get the penalty. Ben O'Keefe saying, not supporting your body weight, and I'd like to bring Amanda Hayes in again here, and we've got to talk about a man really not supporting his body weight.
Wasn't doing too bad from that.
Yeah, but in your opinion?
Oh, he's got to be able to hold me up too.
Yeah, no, I wasn't talking about. I was talking about.
We're talking about rugby.
We're talking about rugby here, Amanda. I don't know quite what you're talking about.
I never knew you were a part of the Crusaders squad.
Yeah, as Frodo.
Yeah, I played prop. Did you not know that?
No,
are you
didn't
part
pick
of
it.
that tight run?
Didn't pick it.
Too?
And if I had have said that we did pick it, you probably would have punched us in the face. Fair enough that the penalty's given. Now the Chiefs really have a good opportunity for attack, Bradley.
Yeah, right deep inside Crusaders territory. Let's hope they don't screw this line up. I don't think they've got one right yet. Goes straight into the hands of Brody Retallick. Missed his face though. That could have made some improvements if they set this maul.
The maul's set and they're moving toward the sideline. And now they're going back, so Weber has to take it. He shoves it off to Fa'uli. Johnny Fa'uli from Taranaki. It's a Taranaki team, this. Weber off to Liam Messam. He's got to make his mark early if he wants to start again next week. Well played as he picks the ball up and goes again. Weber waiting for it is Dominic Bird. They surge to the middle of the field, about 15 metres out. Brad Weber goes the opposite direction into Brody Retallick after a pass from Mackenzie. A lot of red jerseys there, and they may well have got this. In fact, they haven't. The Chiefs hold on. Sam Cane, 15 metres out. They're looking lateral, the Chiefs. But dangerous nevertheless. Backdoor to Mackenzie. Now to Lenny Sue. Wrapped up in a tackle, and now it's just past the parcel with the ball. It's lost forward, but they've got advantage, so the Chiefs will go back and may well put 3 points on the board.
Someone needs to tell them this isn't a game of hot potato. The penalty right out in front of the stick, so you'd assume they get this over unless they get a little tricky like you did, taking that conversion in Rugby 06 the other day.
Yeah, well, we were playing Rugby 06 the other day for the people that don't really know and weren't with us, which is probably everyone that's listening, because everyone that was there is in the room with us right now. Anyway, we were playing Rugby 06 and we tried to get a little tricky. And
well, you were trying to get tricky.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get tricky, that's right. And I nearly lost to the Crusaders. I was the Chiefs and I was playing the Crusaders. So it was a bit of I was kind of getting my head around the things of a Chiefs Crusaders game. You know, such a great game, and I just wanted it to all happen again.
As we take a look at Damien McKenzie, Amanda, you did say that Damien McKenzie has one hell of a smile. We don't get a shot of it this time, unfortunately, but next time he takes a kick, we'll be sure to make mention of that, and we can really get in depth about Damien McKenzie's smile.
Oh, well, you know, when you just look at him run, look at it. I just skip the face and go straight to the biceps.
Yeah, well, I think that's what you're supposed to do with Damien McKenzie because he looks obviously like Frodo, but the Chiefs put some points on the board. They're not going to have to give a brown eye of 0 on the scoreboard today. It's 12-3, 18 gone as it's kicked off again. Sean Stevenson goes left and right, but taken down eventually on the 22-metre line of their own territory, the Chiefs. Liam Messam surges past it and adds a couple of metres to the running tally. Box kick from Brad Weber, and it comes down to David Harveli. Met in a good tackle by Sean Stevenson. Well timed, and now the Pigs movers called one-off runners and lost forward as well. The Chiefs have the ball. Teleni Sue going backdoor to Damien McKenzie. Can they flick it wide and find a hole? Just like Amanda Hayes likes it. Now it's Alamalo. He's going all the way if he can get a support runner. Not quite. The ball's loose, and now the Crusaders have advantage. Flick it off to the right-hand side. Set it to Marty Valu. Thumps the ball way back down to where the Chiefs started. A missed opportunity for the Chiefs, but here they go again. Teleni Sue. And now it's Sean Stevenson. Wrap around. He gets the ball back. There's big Teleni Sue. And the Chiefs again. Working it to the left-hand side. Ngatai finds some space. Can he go all the way? If he finds a support runner, he can. Or he can do it himself. 5 metres out, he's taken down. Penalty given as well. That's almost a penalty try. At the very least, a yellow card. Ben O'Keefe's reaching to his pocket. He's not pulled out a handkerchief. He's pulled out a yellow card. And the critics will be arguing that the arm should be up under the post as well. But penalty nonetheless, Bradley Richardson.
Richie Mo'unga being sent to the bin. He's been a naughty boy. He won't enjoy his time and time out.
Amanda Hayes, that was a quickie. It was a quick, very, very quick moment of excitement in this match.
Oh, yes, it was a great play. A little bit dirty, but you got to like it that way sometimes.
Yeah, Ngatai really could have worked it better and passed it off to either Damien McKenzie on his left or Teleni Sue on his right. But nonetheless, they'll have to play with 14 players for the next 10 minutes. The Crusaders, as the Chiefs, have strategically taken a scrum. Bradley, your opinion on this big call in this match?
Yeah, I think it's quite a good call. The Chiefs, they've got a runaway 3 times now, so I was bound to something exciting to come out of one of them. The previous times, they've just lost it forward with some boring shit like that. But this time, we got a yellow card out of it.
He yells, crouch behind set, and now the Chiefs put the acid on. It's scrum time. 8-9 play into Alamalo. He's going to find a gap eventually, but not this time in this match. Found in a tackle. McKenzie trying to dance his way around some people. Crawls along the ground just legally by the skin of his teeth. Dominic Bird plays for Canterbury. He knows this ground well, but now playing in the Chiefs' colours. One-off runners again. Approaching the 5th phase as Sam Cane works it toward the posts. About 7 metres out, and the Crusaders are peeling. In fact, they've got a turnover. And may well be a penalty if the Chiefs don't release it. They do eventually. And now the Crusaders are looking to exit. Opportunity gone begging for the Chiefs as David Harveli puts it into touch. And it's going to be a penalty as well for a late charge. And fair enough, that's stupid play.
It was completely idiotic by the charging Brody Retallick. I know he's a bit of an elephant and can't stop very quickly, but he should have known better. He should have put the Holt on. He should have put the grip tech on the bottom of his shoes. He can't blame the turf for that one. It was horrible play all round. The Chiefs getting agonisingly close multiple times now. And they've only able to come up with a big, fat 3.
Yeah, well, Amanda Hayes will bring you in once more to talk about when Brody Retallick just can't stop.
Oh, well, you got to say, with a body like that, you can't just stop. He's got so much muscle in there. He's just eager to go.
Yeah, well, Sam Cane having a bit of a korero, as the Pākehā say, a korero. And as the Māori, the native people of the land say, a korero with referee Ben O'Keefe. Yes, silly play, shoulder charge and all, but good refereeing. He was right on the money, was Ben O'Keefe, and the score stays 12-3 as Brodie Retallick really gets a slap on the wrist. Not on the bum anymore though, because that's a little bit sexual for rugby.
Yeah, Brodie Retallick, he had gone all that way, a big 20 metres, not 20 metres, about 10 metres for him. He just went all the way and he had to finish the job. He couldn't give up now. He just had to release something onto the kicking David Havili.
Yeah, we'll talk about releasing things in a moment with Amanda Hayes. In fact, we will right now because time is off. Releasing things, Amanda Hayes, it's a great thing.
Oh, definitely. You've always got to be able to release on command.
At ruck time, when the referee yells at you, release now 7 and you're number 7, you just got to get out of there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You just gotta listen to that referee. He really is the man who controls things on the field. And Dominic Bird comes off. Lachlan Boshier coming on, and Dom Bird, well, he'll be disappointed. He'll probably want to get some revenge on his Christchurch counterparts. As Cody Taylor puts it on, the time is back on, and we're down to a maul, trying to sack it of the Chiefs, but they can't do it very well. Not going anywhere at the moment, anywhere quickly, that's for sure. For the Crusaders, just as I say it, it's the commentator's curse. They get a rumble on now, and they're starting to move this maul up and down. Well, actually, Bradley, it's not really down, it's just up as Bryn Hall chucks a grubber kick through. And that's a good pass. In fact, it may be forward, but play on, says referee Ben O'Keefe. The Chiefs scramble upon it. And Brad Weber needs to exit here. 5 metres out from the try line, their own territory. The Chiefs, Ngatai puts it into touch. And that is not the greatest of kicks, but it relieves a little bit of pressure and a little bit of sting in the Crusaders' attack that they've had in this last sort of couple of minutes in this match.
Yeah, Charlie Ngatai, he managed to scramble and get a little something out. It wasn't quite what he was looking for, but he'll be looking to do better next time if he gets that opportunity.
The last time these two teams met was in the semi-final last year, right here at this venue, where the Crusaders ran away with it. And they throw it in to the Crusaders. It's lost, though, and the Chiefs have the ball. As we see high numbers on the back of the jerseys as the reinforcements are called in pretty early in this match after being battered and bruised. Mackenzie kicks it deep, the whistle's blown, and it may well be a penalty. In fact, it is to the Crusaders for obstruction, and another easy 3 points on the board right in front of the posts on the 22.
I get the feeling they might not take this 3 kick for touch, try and really compound some more pressure onto the Chiefs. Nope. My rugby brain has let me down once again. Sam Whitelock points to the post, and they'll slot over another cheeky 3, you'd have to presume.
Indeed. I've taken the microphone off the stand. I'm leaning back. I'm just enjoying some Super Rugby, Bradley. It's back on. Super Rugby. It feels like the summer. Actually, I might divert that question to Amanda Hayes. I don't think anyone should be called by their first name only in PYJAMA. I think you've got to use both names. So Amanda Hayes, we're back with Super Rugby. It's an exciting time of the year.
Oh, yes, definitely. It's a good Saturday night. We can sit down and have a good perv, especially with good new players coming through, young ones, closer to me in age. Yeah,
well, I mean, that's just what happens when you grow up. The Super Rugby boys just become all of a sudden your same age. That is an atrocious kick, and possibly the worst kick I've seen in my life. That went closer to the corner post than it did to the posts, and he was right in front. Bradley Richardson, he sliced that.
Yeah, well, he slotted it right through the middle if he was aiming between the right-hand upright and the right-hand corner post.
Yeah, not a good kick at all. And, well, that's why he's not the kicker in normal, is David Havili. Going all over the show, the Chiefs trying to taunt the Crusaders. 27 minutes into the game, 12 plays 3 here at AMI Stadium in Addington. Finally get underway to the Chiefs. They kick it off and down the throat of George Bridge. Hall again to Big Peter Samu. Big stalwart of this team. Last year played well, made a name for himself. The advantage comes again for falling off their feet. That's the second time in the match that players haven't retained their body weight, and just it comes to the question, Amanda, these men really need to learn to hold their body weight.
Oh, definitely. It's just not enough training done. Too sloppy this summer. Eating too many barbecues, just not going to the gym enough.
No, it's just it's disappointing to see, Bradley.
Yeah, it is quite disappointing to see. They get told multiple times, get out of there. They just don't listen.
Well, I just don't. I think rugby's just a game of 30 men trying to just piss the referee off. Don't you think?
I'd have to concur. I mean, the referee, they've got a hard job out there. They've got a bunch of 30 sweaty men to control, and it's never easy.
Yeah, and you're supposed to blow a whistle amongst the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's just not right. Matt Todd loses the ball. It's gone backwards, though, off the line out, so the Chiefs scramble on defence. Once again, the Crusaders trying to penetrate this attack. Love a good penetration, does Amanda Hayes. We'll talk about that very shortly as well. Hall off to Crockett, and he loses it backwards. Goodness me, how much butter have they had in the last few days? I would beg the question. Peter Samu again rumbles it forward. The Crusaders looking a little lateral as we enter the sixth phase. The cheerleaders on the side, they're looking very, very excited about the idea of the Crusaders penetrating this defence of the Chiefs. Backdoor to Jack Goodhue, but he can't do much. They go left again to the blind side. And Harvili trying to kick his way out of Fa'uli's tackle. He can't do so. Hall again. Flings it off to Luke Romano. All Blacks everywhere in this match. And future ones indeed as well. They keep going to the Crusaders. In fact, it's Alatoa who's surging near the line. Not quite over it. And the ball trying to come out. You assume a scrum is inevitable. In fact, it's not. They've got it out. Now they fling it to the backs. The Crusaders get another try. Jordan Tafua puts the ball down in the in goal. And the Crusaders are looking ominous.
The Chiefs, they held tight against that penetration for so long. They managed to keep it out. But in the end, it just wasn't enough. And the Crusaders managed to slip through around the edge. And they got that big 5 points in.
Yeah, Amanda Hayes. That penetration by the Crusaders, it's great to watch.
Oh, yeah, bloody lovely, especially with a try like that.
Yeah, just ball in hand and straight through the defence. And a good try to Jordan Tafua. It's very simple for him, but let's not take it away from the sustained attack that the Crusaders have had in the last 5 minutes or so. They've really put the pressure on the Chiefs in their own territory and inevitably scoring that try as the sun sets on AMI Stadium. The lights beaming down, and here we go. Another chance for David Harvili to put some points through on his toe, and he does so this time. So it's 17 points to 3. They've got the bonus point already, the Crusaders. With 32 minutes gone, it's 19-3. The Crusaders leading the Chiefs.
You'd have to say it's a bit of a disappointing crowd. A lot of empty seats. People missing to cheer on this Crusaders team. That penetration should really get the crowd going, but it looks a little lackluster at the moment.
Yes, of course. Still cricket season, which is a little bit awkward for these two codes. The Crusaders have the ball on the ruck after the kickoff of the Chiefs. Box kick from Bryn Hall, and that's out on the full, I should say. But I'll tell you what is, Phil, is... oh, actually, no, I was thinking of something else. I think I'm just going to retire from commentary because I've just lost my train of thought.
Well, Scott Robinson's bottle of water looks quite full to me. I think that's what you might have been referring to.
Yeah, I think so. That's exactly what I was looking at, Scott Robinson's bottle of water. And Brad Webbett loses it from the back. It must be pretty bloody... I think the grip tech must be out of date or something, what they're using, because it's just horrible to watch. Anyway, Sean Stevenson gallops along the paddock, but taken down. And that's just a great shot by the cameraman. A little bit of a fight, a little bit of a scuffle as Sam Cane makes a gap. Is he going to go all the way? Oh, what a beautiful dummy. Sam Cane, beautiful try. You can't see it on the wet and forget replay because this isn't main freight rugby. But fair dinkum, Bradley. That is an outstanding try by Sam Cane.
Sam Cane, he got a ball out of nowhere. George Bridge came over to make a cover tackle, and Sam Cane sent him up the river. And George Bridge, if you look at the Waikato River, he's actually kayaking through there now. He just kept running. He jumped in a kayak, and here he is. Sam Cane, you never thought you'd see a number 7 throw a dummy like that. Brad Weber, he's happy. And that grip tech shortly came to life in that last passage of play.
He was an absolute steam train. There was no catching him. George Bridge flings his body in the direction to try and stop him, but I slowed him down, but he just kept bouncing and went over the line. Another great show of penetration, Amanda.
Oh, I didn't know he could run that fast to start with, so quite surprised.
Yeah, great try there by the Chiefs, but Bradley, that was well needed.
Yeah, the game sort of starting to slip away from them a little bit, but that'll get them right back in. Looking to narrow this gap even further as we approach 6 minutes until half-time.
Mackenzie and his smile. He's about to, here we go. No, he doesn't. He doesn't smile this time. Maybe he is in an advanced state of depression. Nevertheless, he puts it through the sticks, and it's 19 points to 10, 34 minutes gone. The Crusaders leading the Chiefs.
As we take a look on the replay, Sam Cane, I think he might need a bit of a break after that. Get some aspirin in him, because holy shit, never seen a man run so fast in my life.
Certainly a man with number 7 on his back. Stevenson off the kickoff, flings it off to Damien McKenzie. He's thumped in a tackle by Michael Alalatoa, and he's ropeable about that because he's been penalised. But holy smoke, he's knocked him into next week.
Yeah, their preparations have started early for next week's game with that hit from Michael Alalatoa. Went high on him, probably should have started low and worked his way up.
Yeah, well, it's not too hard going high on Damien McKenzie, because I suppose if you just try and tackle someone normally, you sort of, clip him around the head. I bet he wouldn't be happy about that, because you'd probably mess up his hair.
Or his smile, because apparently it's bloody awesome.
Well, here we go. Aaron Patterson called into the game again as Ben O'Keefe has done the square with his hands. It's like charades, a game of rugby, because you just got to watch the referee, the big square. It's quite fun to do, Amanda.
I think it's meant to be a television.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's why all the players look at him when he makes a signal, because they're just watching themselves on telly.
I never would have guessed that.
Oh, right. I thought the ref was playing charades. Alalatoa. Oh, that's a big hit. That's a yellow card, Bradley.
That's the second one for the Crusaders. Did David Havili make it back on the field, or did he get too excited to be in timeout?
I think he's back, as Aaron Patterson is having as we say, the Pākehā sing a kōrero, and the Māori sing a kōrero, as Ben O'Keefe for the second time reaches to his pocket, brings out a card, and Ben O'Keefe says, Alalatoa, go and sit where big Richie Mo'unga was sitting before. Maybe the seat's going to be a little warm. Maybe it's going to be.
I was just about to say that. At least he's got a nice warm seat to go sit in.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to ask the question: what was Richie Mo'unga doing? Nevertheless, for the next 10 minutes, the Crusaders will be down to 14 again. 19 plays 10. 5 minutes to go in the first half, as Mackenzie thumps it into the grandstand, and a relatively good kick as well. We're looking into the coach's box. Colin Cooper, he's gone great, but it's probably, to be honest, it's probably because he moved to the Chiefs.
Well, Dave Rennie, I don't think he even had here, so it's hard to tell whether it was the Chiefs that did it.
Brad Weber flings it off to McKenzie, and now the backs are trying to work a move. They can't do anything, wrapped up by the Crusaders' defence. Now it's loose. Scrambled upon was Lachlan Boshier, and now Brad Weber looking to box kick. The pillars are up, and now it's into the air. A defensive bomb. Oh, what a kick that is. Beautifully taken by Sean Stevenson. Now he's off on a run. Keeps the kick going, and it's going to just dawdle into touch 5 metres out. So they'll get a good defensive opportunity here, the Chiefs, and really put the acid on this Crusaders team. But what a take. The grip tech really, really working for Stevenson there.
Yeah, and then he just gave the ball a bit of a Sunday stroll down the field. In the end, it liked the touchline too much and found its way over to it. You'd think if it didn't go out, the Crusaders could have been in a bit of trouble, backed up right in their own goal line.
Quickly taken by the Crusaders. Tough forward takes it down from the line out. And now they look to clear. Flung off to Moonga, and now it's into touch. So, relieving a little bit of pressure, but the catch is the Chiefs get the ball.
Well, that's a better kick, showing Charlie Ngatai how to do it, finding a space halfway between the 40-metre line and the 22, buying themselves a little bit of a pressure release, and it's taken quickly by the Chiefs.
Yeah, fumbled again, but the Chiefs get it in the end. Brad Weber trying to look for a hole. Any hole's a goal in the game of rugby. Liam Messam trying to kick his way out of it. Now goes Nate Harris into the 22. But it's looking like it's lost. In fact, the Chiefs just retained possession. Anton Leonard-Brown wrapped up by his ankles. An advantage as well by referee Ben O'Keefe. Laulala off to McKenzie. Cut out pass, and now just holding on to it is Sean Stevenson. And the referee, assistant referee's put his flag up, Jimmy Dolman. But we're going back for a penalty, so another chance for 3 points on the board. With 2 minutes to go in the first half, 19 plays 10. You'd have to beg the question whether a sensible opportunity for 3 points would be taken.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to see this kick right out from the touchline because it gives us a better opportunity and better hope to see Damien McKenzie crack a smile. We've talked it up, but he hasn't done it quite yet, and it's getting a bit under my skin.
Well, yes, Amanda Hayes really looking forward to it. Is that smile, and it was actually talked about today in just general conversation, you know, just on the couch having a little bit of a korero or korero, depending on what tangata whenua you come from. And yes, it was talked about, wasn't it, Amanda?
Oh, yes, definitely. You know, everyone doesn't like it, but I think it's quite cute. And he's about the same height as me, so I think it works quite well.
Yeah, well, it's all about the foreplay before the kick. Got to get that preparation right, otherwise you're just not going to hit the goal, which is going through the post.
Exactly. Michael Alalatoa is subbed off. Oliver Yaga comes on. Of course, being a front rower, Alalatoa being sin-binned. Another front rower needs to come on, so it's just a bit of a juggling act. But it's good because Scott Robertson knows how to juggle. So it's a very, very good thing. I think you need to be able to juggle if you want to be a rugby coach.
Yeah, it does a damn fine breakdance too. Have you ever seen the Crusaders after winning the Super Rugby title?
Brad Weber about to feed the scrum, chucks it in there and hooked back by the Chiefs. Held at the back by Liam Messam, trying to crumble this Crusaders scrum, and they do. They get advantage as well. Not a great scrum, and Alamalo trying to get through the defence. Makes about 8 or 9 metres in the process. The Chiefs can't flick it out the back, but rumbling it forward through the forward pack at the moment, making decent metres. Into the hands of Aidan Ross. And now Messam fires it wide, but lost backwards, and there's so many handling errors so far. Not so much forward, but always tending to go backwards. Advantage, a new one coming out as well. The Chiefs fling it wide. Flicked off by the Crusaders, and they will get the penalty, the Chiefs. They get the ball back, so good refereeing by Ben O'Keefe. Only 15 seconds or so to play. McKenzie, they fire it to the backs. Ngatai, they need this if they want to keep it close at halftime, the Chiefs. Brad Weber trying to dig the ball out of the ruck. They go to the right. Backdoor to Alamalo, and he's over the line. Solomon Alamalo from Northland. Well, can you believe in Taniwha? I bet he does, because he is one, and we've witnessed a great try by a Taniwha in Christchurch.
Well, the Chiefs, they just kept going and going. There was no relieving in their pressure. They were relentless And in the end, they got the job done with the ball going over the white line and getting placed on the ground.
Oh, it was definitely a great try. Very persistent.
Yeah, very persistent. Actually, Helen Clark mentioned that persistence is key. So I bet the boys are really pumped up by Helen Clark, as they would be before any game. Helen Clark, a fine specimen of a woman. But Bradley, I'm glad, really, really glad that you got that word that started with R out in the end.
Yeah, well, I had one in my head, and the one that actually came out isn't the one that I intended, which seems to happen quite a lot.
And Damien McKenzie is your man, about to crack a smile, which would bring it to 19 points to 17 at the break. We will be back with you after the halftime break. We're just going to have a little bit of a drink and a munch, and we'll be back with you as Damien McKenzie puts it through the H, as Nick Bryant and James Dolman put the flags in the air, and the Crusaders go to the break, leading by 2. The Crusaders 19, the Chiefs 17 at halftime. We'll be back with you after halftime. Yes, well, welcome back to the second half of this round one match between the Crusaders and the Chiefs. 2 points the difference at half-time, with the Crusaders being down to 14 men for 20 minutes of this match. 15 minutes so far as the Chiefs run back out onto the field, and so does Aaron Patterson, this TMO, as you can see, dawdling on the background. He's pumped up for this second half. He would be the Chiefs man himself. But Amanda Hayes, your first sort of comments on the first half.
Oh, it was quite a tight game between both sides, actually. It's quite enjoyable. For someone that doesn't really care about rugby, I was quite into it. Not just because the players look quite good, but for the actual game.
Yeah, well, the game is the winner at the end of the day, not the faces of the players.
Yes, as Wyatt Crockett is quite a testament to that, as well as Brodie Retallick. Never mind Sam Whitelock having a little bit of a co-re-row with referee Ben O'Keefe. Jack Goodhue, the man built like a brick shithouse, really runs the cutter around the centre combination here in the Crusaders team. Later on in the half, we'll be visited by former All Black Liam Johnson, and he'll be having a little bit of a yarn with us in the commentary box at downtime. So we look forward to that. Former All Black Liam Johnson.
Is it true that Liam is also a relation of Tony Johnson?
Well, we'll have to ask him later on. We'll leave those questions, but send us an email if you're really into it, and we'll try and get them that question if you're thinking about it. The whistle goes, and the Crusaders are getting themselves set as they finally put the ball to boot, and they are back into it. The Chiefs, through way of Sean Stevenson, take it down, and Brad Weber fires it off, and now looking to work it to the preferred boot of Damien McKenzie. Jacob Flaherty in the commentary box with Brad Richardson, and Amanda Hayes, the debutante, doesn't go out the kick, and now David Harveli rumbles it forward on the 10-metre line of Chiefs territory. The Crusaders running from left to right now. Normally what happens after half-time, they switch ends for a bit of fun. Everything has to be fair in the game of rugby. Loose ball and fired to the left-hand side, the far side of the field from the TV cameras. And Bryn Hall shoves it back the other way now. Romano met by Liam Messam with a bit of a cuddle. Playing on the ball was Jack Goodhue on the ground, but not picked up by referee Ben O'Keefe. The Crusaders go left again as they mount their sixth phase. Ball not immediately available, but Hall has to reach into the ruck to find it. Romano rumbles it forward, and fair dinkum, Nepo Laulala is the size of a mini house, maybe a studio, maybe a little apartment, but he's the size of a bloody big thing, that's for sure. The Chiefs get the penalty for flopping over. The third time of the match, Amanda Hayes, will bring you in again. The third time of the match we've seen someone flopping over.
Oh, yes, it's just not good enough. You need to be tight and onto it. You can't be a bit sloppy. It's just not going well.
Very correct indeed. Some people would say correctamundo to that statement. Yes, it's pumped into touch. On the 10-metre line, the far side of the field of Crusaders territory, the Chiefs running from right to left as we watch it on the TV. And Nate Harris is going to throw it in. Retallick calls it up, and now Brad Weber fires it to Fa'uli, crashed in midfield. On the 10-metre line, the Chiefs go. Messam again. Good ball carrier in this Chiefs outfit. A stalwart of the team. Tilini Sue knocks Wyatt Crockett to the dirt. If you want to know how AMI Stadium tastes, ask Wyatt Crockett, because he had a face full of it just then. Brad Weber fires it to McKenzie. He gets to run the cutter at 10 this year after Aaron Cruden saying sayonara. Loose pass that goes deep into no man's land, but scrambled upon was Nathan Harris. Now the Crusaders have an opportunity for counter ruck. They can't quite do it. Brad Weber off the back runs it and shoves it into the direction of Sam Kane, who takes it down. Chiefs again. Now they go to the back. Ngatai with a headgear on the halfway middle line. A few offloads and the Chiefs playing hot potato yet again. Mackenzie. This is fast play, and here goes Alamala, the try scorer for the Chiefs. Lost forward though, and the Crusaders now have the pill. Twirled around by Damien Mackenzie, but taken to the deck by himself. The Crusaders go again. Bryn Hall off to big Peter Samu, as I have a bit of a stutter. Everything seems to be slow in the commentary box. Right when it gets fast in the game, it's relentless stuff here in Christchurch. The floodlights beaming down now as the sun has well and truly set. Nighttime rugby is back at you with Super Rugby in 2018. Richie Mwanga doing a bit of a goose step to try and get away. And grubber kick downfield by the Crusaders. Ngatai with the ball. And looks to pass off to the right. Trying to look for a hole is Sean Stevenson. Cut ball to Johnny Fa'uli. About 45 metres out from the try line. Inside Crusaders territory. The Chiefs rumble it up. Sam Kane, they get advantage as well, says referee Ben O'Keefe. And it's lost forward, so we'll have a set piece and a chance for a breather 5 minutes into the second half.
Well, I actually went and made a cup of tea and baked a batch of scones because you just did not shut up. And I thought I may as well make some efficient use of that time.
Yes, well, the Crusaders bringing on some reinforcements now as we bring in former All Black into the commentary box, Liam Johnson. It's a pleasure for you to be here, Liam.
Tēnā koe, Jacob. Thank you for inviting me this evening.
You know, how things changed over the years, Liam, from your time being an All Black. You're watching Super Rugby now. You know, so many All Blacks in this game so far. How's the game changed?
Oh, not much. The grass is still green and the ball is still that distinctive pig's bladder shaped.
Yeah, well, that's typically how it's done. Of course, the lines are white, but of course, in rugby union, we know that the lines are white, but we don't sort of snort them like the rugby league players.
No, we don't. Well, back in my day, anything goes, you know.
Yeah, well, we'll pack down the scrum. We'll get back to you very, very shortly. Liam, it's a pleasure. We're privileged to be having you in our presence here today. Liam Johnson, former All Black.
Thank you very much.
Bradley Richardson. It's scrum time. Scrum time's your specialty.
Yeah, as we say, once again, a part of that tight front row. You get a nice grip around your mates, and you go in as one team, and you push till the other front row gives in.
Yeah, too right. Well, scrum time. It's one of the times in rugby. Bradley, when's your favourite time of rugby? You know, scrum time, try time, half time.
Full time.
Full time. Fair enough. It's taken off the back by the Chiefs off the scrum, and now Damien Mackenzie, the little pocket rocket, surges to the 22. Taken down just outside of it and lost forward as well. Anticlimactic stuff there by the Chiefs. But the Crusaders, they are on top of this game.
Yeah, Chiefs getting unlucky there. Damien Mackenzie, he dived and weaved and found a little bit of a gap. Maybe they were just scared of his smile and none of the Crusaders wanted to tackle him. Found about a good 15 metres, but in the end, knocked it on. And we'll set up for another scrum. Yeah, well,
the last time these two teams met, of course, as mentioned before, the semi-final, July 29 in 2017. Crusaders winning it by 27 points to 13. And another 13 statistic is the Chiefs have won 13 times against the Crusaders. Played 31 times. No draws. The Crusaders just on top with 18 wins. Historically the better team on paper, but you can never count the Chiefs out of a game like this. Scrum time again and pushing the Chiefs backwards. They should get a penalty. They do. The Crusaders, that's a great scrum. Bradley, talk us through it.
Yeah, well, the Crusaders, they were nice and tight this time and they just kept pushing on the Chiefs front row. They gave in. They couldn't take it anymore and they popped up and they didn't collapse. They just gave in from the pressure. And as we see on the TV, the front row ended up angling in. And if anyone knows anything about a front row, is you do not come in on an angle.
Yeah, it's just wanting to get Amanda Hayes' comment on the front row. I know she really loves a bit of dog roll.
Oh yes, the prop's definitely the best position. They just do all the work in the scrum. But you know, you've got to love Damien Mackenzie too, number 10. And you can't make too many comments about his bad smile when he's got a mouthguard in his goal.
Well, that's actually quite true, Amanda. You've raised quite a good point. So, yeah, touche. Chiefs get the ball off the line out. So not good retention there by the Crusaders. McKenzie puts the ball into the air. Is it going to come down? Yes, it does. It bounces back to earth, so that's very good. David Harveli then puts it into the stands. And the Chiefs will get a line out about 30 metres out from the try line inside Crusaders territory. So what are they going to do, Bradley? If you're the skipper, what do you do here?
I think you boot the ball to the air again. A bit of an attacking bomb. Scrape the horizontal plane of touch. That's our first mention of the year for the horizontal plane of touch. We still can't decide whether it's vertical or horizontal and what the hell we should call it, but it's there. And as the ball goes over the back of the line out.
Yeah, well, now the Chiefs have the ball, and Sam Cane looking for a hole, and he holes a goal. It's the motto of rugby. Nate Harris fires it to Fa'uli on the charge, coming in on a cut ball. McKenzie firing it out now to Ngatai. Ngatai off to Sean Stevenson if he can goose his way into the 22. That's what they do, the Chiefs. They take themselves to the deck and mount a few phases. Possible turnover by the Chiefs, but by the Crusaders, I should say, but they're holding strong, the Chiefs. 5 metres out. Now Aiden Ross has the ball, trying to rumble it forward. Beautifully stripped by the Crusaders. But the Chiefs will have a scrum as the Crusaders took it back into in goal. But just when the heat comes on, somehow the Crusaders know how to pull it out of their ass and really put the Chiefs on the deck.
They've made a bit of a habit of it tonight. When push comes to shove, they push that shit right back at the Chiefs. And the Chiefs have to set once again and try and get over the try line.
Yeah, former All Black Liam Johnson. It's a head scratcher, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Yes, well, there you go. You heard it here first by former All Black Liam Johnson. He said it certainly is if you missed that. You can watch it on the replay. Of course, check it out in only minutes after we go off here for this game. You'll be able to look at the replay and check out our other content too on PYJAMA on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. We don't often post, so feel as if you're in a bloody lucky group. And of course, visit the website pyjama.co.nz for more updates. Time is off here, so of course pondering on the idea of the Bulls versus the Hurricanes live 4 a.m. in the morning. Amanda, I know you love your Hurricanes.
Oh yes, definitely. I'll be up and watching and have breakfast by the TV, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Watch the sunrise too out this beautiful view of a room.
Anyone in particular you'll be looking out for, key players in this Hurricanes team?
Well, I think they're all pretty good, but you've got to put it all down to the main prop, Ben May.
Anyone else?
But I don't know.
No, she doesn't know. No,
nah.
she doesn't know. Sam Cane scored a try tonight, 57 running metres. So he's been a man on a mission tonight. Just half an hour left in this match. 19-17, the same score as we had 10 minutes ago at half-time. But the Chiefs really get the opportunity here. Crumbling penalty, and that's a penalty to the Crusaders. Crumbling scrum. That is an outstanding piece of work by the Crusaders forward pack.
Yeah, Cody Taylor, along with his two compatriots in the front row, getting massive slaps on the asses. And you know, when you get a good slap on the ass, you've done something right.
Liam Johnson, former All Black Liam Johnson, we'll bring you in again. It's a good scrum there, and certainly an ass-slapping scrum for sure. What was your sort of favourite moment when you had a good ass slap in the game as an All Black?
Oh, the cheeky squeeze always took the top for me.
And scrum time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all sport.
Weren't you a second five?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it was the centre. It was the centre who came across. Well, you can't miss a good cheeky grab at scrum time from the centre. 3/4 taken down by the Crusaders at the line out off the penalty. And trying to eventually get it out. Brent Hall yelling and screaming at his teammates to sort their lives out. He's like an old nana, is Brent Hall. He's trying to get the ball out of the bag, but he's finding everything but. Again, they mount a phase after going for a one-off run, a box kick. There's not much backs out there. They're all in the ruck. Coming down the throat of Sean Stevenson. Loose ball, and now the Crusaders have it again. Advantage comes as well. Potential thumping tackle, but not comes. And now that's a forward pass, so we'll go back for a scrum for the Crusaders.
Yeah, topsy-turvy game we're having. One time, the Chiefs are pressuring the Crusaders, and the Crusaders are just getting some sneaky runs up the middle of the field. All around the field, actually. It's not just limited to the middle of it. And they're putting some real pressure back onto the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, for many periods of this match, have looked like the better team. There's just the execution has not quite been there for them.
Yeah, torrential rain in Christchurch at the moment. And it's very hard for players to be playing in such conditions. Oh, no, hold up. Sorry, is that just the lines on our screen?
No, I think it is torrential rain.
Torrential rain is a Mexican... Oh, no, sorry. There's a Mexican wave going on, so that's why I got mixed up, because I thought there was a lot of movement on the screen.
You thought it was just everyone pulling their umbrellas out?
Yeah. I thought, but it's just a Mexican wave, and that's great as the Chiefs looking to make a front row change as James Munro's going to be putting up the lights. Funny fact, actually, I was the first ever person to use one of those substitution boards, the ones that light up in New Zealand.
Didn't you take them home with you too?
For rugby, yeah. I was the trialist. So, if you want an autograph or anything, just DM me, slide in there as the scrum is reset again. We'll talk about sliding into DMs. What is your advice, Amanda, for someone to slide into a DM? What do they need to do?
Oh, you got to time it right. It's all about timing. Prime time about 6 to 8. That's when you know they're going to be online. They're going to see the message. If it's about 7 a.m. in the morning, probably too hungover, not a good time. You got to time it right. You got to make sure it's just when they post something good too, just so you get their hopes up.
Well, what do you say?
Oh, it depends on the person. If it's a rugby player, you got to pretend you know what
you
your
don't use big
about.
words.
Oh no, but you've got to pretend you know the game.
Right. So yeah, just like, how about that heads and shoulders, knees and toes? Anyway, here we go. The Crusaders on the attack. They lose the ball. The Chiefs now on the attack. They get a chance. Kick downfield. Now it's a foot race. And coming forth is Solomon Alamano. The Crusaders are going to win it though. But straight over, the ball goes Alamalo. The Chiefs trying to get this ball back. In fact, a probable penalty. It's a try to the Chiefs. Oh, fair dinkum, as the Aussies say. What a try. Oh, that's anticlimactic stuff right there. It was a penalty. Bradley Richardson.
Oh, my
God. That's just a penalty. Well, that's unfortunate. That was a fair enough penalty, but now the Chiefs get the ball back. So we may be going back to, maybe a little bit of a deja vu. I jumped the gun. I do apologise for all your Chiefs fans. Now Brodie Retallick. About 20 metres out of the line, I should say. Brad Weber swarmed with red jerseys, and a penalty comes to the Chiefs. Yeah, well, it is torrential rain down there, so, fair enough. Oh, sorry, no, we know it's just a Mexican wave. I'm getting a bit muddled. I'm just so excited for Super Rugby in 2018. Damien McKenzie going to have a chance here to put it through the sticks and put the Chiefs in the lead for the first time in the match. 55 minutes into the game. There's bodies battered and bruised everywhere. I suppose that's what happened back in your day, Liam. You had a lot of injuries. Although, of course, Buck Shelford ripping his testicles open. What was the worst injury that you had?
I got a paper cut, mate. Mid-game, got a paper cut. Absolute agony.
How? With the... Oh, right. Okay, I think maybe that's just something I don't know. Am I allowed to go further?
No.
No, okay. Oh, sorry for being a little intrusive about your paper cut. That's former All Black there, Liam Johnson. Nate Harris comes. Liam Potwit comes on from Bay of Plenty. Relatively new player to this Chiefs team is Damien McKenzie. He's a young man with a lot of experience behind him from Christchurch Boys High School, a star of Land Rover First 15 Rugby. And now he's back down in Christchurch playing for the Chiefs, about to put them in the lead for the first time in the match. Approaches the ball, puts it up, puts it through the sticks. The Chiefs go ahead. It's 20 points to 19 after 56 minutes in round one of Super Rugby 2018.
bloody great effort this time. Nothing like David Havili kicking it about 55,000 metres from the right hand upright.
Yes, well, I suppose when you're a kicker like Havili, you're not going to get much promotion in the kicking realm as it's kicked off, and the Chiefs take it down again from the kick-off. A couple of phases mounted here. And now Brad Weber fires it off. They're not in the comfortability of the 22, so it's straight up the guts from Mackenzie, and it falls into the arms of old Lime Boots, Richie Moonga. Bit of a show pony. Well, that's what the backs are like. Bryn Hall off to his front rowers. The big fatties are out there on the backs now. Sorry if you're battling depression over being fat, but I do apologise to these front rowers if I caused them any harm indeed. Here goes the Crusaders again. Oliver Yaga runs it up, and now the backs have the ball. The ones who have a little bit more toe and aren't so flat-footed, the Crusaders, hot potato, they are playing. Edging ever closer to the 22 of Chiefs territory. Flinging it to the backs and looking a little bit lateral now, though. The Crusaders, the Chiefs' defence not being able to be ripped apart by this Crusaders team. Firing it to the left, they go. Billy Harmon takes it down, and they're getting a little bit slower, the Crusaders. On his knees, Bryn Hall fires the ball off. Well, if he's gotten Super Rugby and he's not good, he's probably used to being on his knees. Richie Moonga fires it now to Michael Alatoa. Back from the sin bin. He's really got to be a good boy now as the Chiefs get a penalty. And just when you think the Crusaders are looking good, the Chiefs fire back at them, and Alatoa is your man penalised there.
I think the best way to describe this match so far is that of a perpetual seesaw. You just keep going up and down both ways, and no one really seems to be gaining any advantage.
2 losses in their warm-up games to the Hurricanes and the Highlanders are not usual for the Hurricanes, for the Crusaders, I should say. But they're missing some of their All Blacks for the first game, and those who returned for the second were still finding their feet. The Chiefs missed out to the Blues in their first game, but managed to beat the Brumbies in Australia for their pre-seasons. The Crusaders are still without cornerstone props, Joe Moody and Owen Franks for this. So, of course, that's why we've seen Wyatt Crockett and Michael Alatoa to call on. Lock Brodie Retallick, of course, in this game as well, after missing the Northern Hemisphere tour with the All Blacks due to injury. So, the return of the prodigal sons to the game they play in heaven here in Christchurch as Crockett comes off, and so does Bryn Hall. Mitch Drummond coming on, and Chris King in the Crusaders team, stalwart of New Zealand rugby, down the far south. He's moved a little bit north to play for the Crusaders, still in the mainland though. He argues the Chiefs have the ball just on the halfway line and trying to burrow their way into the half that they want to be in. Brad Weber fires it right, and now the Crusaders are scrambling defence. They need Jim Mattis to come and help them out, this Crusaders team at the moment, because the Chiefs are looking like they want to play some footy. Backdoor goes Atu Molly. It's not a great pass, and it's lost forward, so Atu Molly, and his first sort of touch for the game has not been a good one.
Just got a bit scrappy there from the Chiefs. They were looking promising, attacking, getting inside, almost inside Crusaders territory, but it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't their destiny. Their fortune cookie said that that was not the right time to score.
Yeah, territory. The Chiefs taking that relatively even, 58% territory for the Chiefs, 48% possession for the Chiefs, but a lot of kicks in this game as well. The Crusaders, a lot more kicking metres than the Chiefs, 424 metres gained and 194 for the Chiefs. I played 31 times, as mentioned before, 18 wins to the Crusaders, the Chiefs just the 13, although you can never have too much of a assured bet at the TAB. In fact, I saw one of the TAB bookies of the netball today. Her name was Anita Punt. So have a bit of a think of that. She's a TAB bookie, Anita Punt.
What netball were you at today?
No, I was just on Facebook, scrolling through,
right.
and there was a bit of a meme. Is that what it's called? Is it a Māori word? Meme.
Meme.
Oh, right, a
Yeah.
meme. Sorry. Oh, fair crikey.
Or it
That's
could
the-
be meme.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was the Māori who made the meme. Oh, that's just slicing defence. Slicing that defence to shreds as Big Jack Goodhue surges into the 22. The Crusaders now looking good. The Chiefs had to scramble upon that. Straight off the scrum. They go well. Now the Crusaders, if they can just get themselves over the line through way of Sam Whitelock, tries given. And the Crusaders reclaim the lead.
What an absolute turn of events. It came out of nowhere. Like a knife through butter were the Crusaders. Then they're back on top. Sam Whitelock, he's a chuffed man.
4 tries now, the Crusaders. Ryan Crotty, beautiful offload. Jack Goodhue. Oh, that was sensational. More toe than a Roman sandal down that paddock. And then all of a sudden, the ball comes free from the ruck. They fling it wide, and the power from Sam Whitelock, the skipper. Referee in good position to chuck his arm in the air. And the Crusaders are back in the lead. It is an ebb and flow like game here in Christchurch. But Amanda Hayes, you've got to be happy with that slicing defence.
Oh, that was great. And it was just awesome to see, Don't really care, but when they get a runaway, score a try run at the post, it's great to watch.
Yes, well, they didn't score a try under the post,
Oh, it
but
was close enough.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was close enough. Richie Mwanga about to try and add some extras to put the score out to 2 points, 2 point scoring opportunities. Of course, they'd need a conversion as well, the Chiefs, and that's what they'll need. They'll need 7 points to get back ahead because the Chiefs are down by 26 points to 20 with 63 minutes gone in the game.
My favourite part of a runaway is when you get the ball and you just do that little tongue poke out,
Yeah, we'll talk to Amanda about a bit of a tongue poke out.
Oh, I think it's good, but I think Mackenzie, when he does a little wink, that's when you've got me.
Just in the middle of a runaway, just doesn't wink to the camera.
Oh, yes, and before he takes a kick, he always does a cheeky little wink. That's while I watch it.
Chiefs take the ball off the kickoff, and now they're really looking to stab this Crusaders outfit back to where they were just before. Anton Leonard-Brown, another man in this Chiefs team from Christchurch Boys High School. Down this way, he supported the Crusaders for a number of years, and now he's playing for the Chiefs against them. Crusaders take the ball off the Chiefs and box kick it down there. And near the 22, Damien McKenzie has the ball. Oh, surging run. And back inside to Anton Leonard-Brown. Gets out of 1 tackle, but met by 2 defenders and taken to the deck. Atu Molly now. Brad Weber finds McKenzie on another run. The Chiefs have advantage by referee Ben O'Keefe. Slowly making a few extra metres once they're tackled through the roll. McKenzie can't find some real estate, so referee Ben O'Keefe has set penalty. And, well, it is probably in Damien McKenzie's range for a kick, but do you go there? 26 plays 20, 15 minutes gone.
I think you go for it, you close the gap, you make it as tight as possible, so if you need a little cheeky exit, you can come out with a draw.
Damien McKenzie, he beat 80 defenders in Super Rugby 2017. That's 19 more than the next highest player, which of course was David Havili of the Crusaders. So both playing in this match, 2 men to watch, of course, as the tee is being called upon for McKenzie to take a kick. But you look at this run, Bradley, it's just, you look like he's in heaven.
Well, this is the game they play in heaven. Damien McKenzie, let's just hope he doesn't end up in heaven anytime soon. We need him down here on earth for that smile, most importantly. Secondly, probably his rugby ability, or maybe his cooking ability. Rugby might be third.
Yeah, well, I did hear he was going to go into MasterChef because he thinks he can cook some good mangoes, and he can cook some good carrots and tomatoes and things like that.
Oh, so his husband material.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, he must be.
He's ticking all my boxes.
But just apart from that face.
No, I think I could get used to it.
Yeah. Well, that's fair enough.
It's a face only a mother could love.
It is, and Amanda may just have to be his mother. Well, probably not if he can cook, though, to be fair. Damien McKenzie is doing a bit of a pop and a squat, just like you see at the gym. Pop and a squat, and trying to get his eye in the game. He puts the ball up. Is it through the sticks? Yes, it is. The Chiefs edge ever closer to the Crusaders, 26-23. And we've got 13 minutes of absolutely powerful rugby ahead of us. It's going to be close. It's going to be tighter than a fish's vagina here in Christchurch. 26-23. The Chiefs got bonus point as well. Matt Todd, there'll be nerves all over the show. But this is why they play it in front of a big crowd here at AMI Stadium. Brad Weber. Around the back goes Johnny Fa'uli. Brad Weber, of course, back into the Chiefs team. He didn't play all of last year. But now he's back in Super Rugby. Got injured in the 10s last year and now played in the 10s this year too. Crusaders flopping off their feet, but blown off the ball by the Chiefs. Messam has to scramble upon the ball, and the Chiefs now on the attack and get a penalty to the Crusaders. Well, that's just an absolute negation of what we've just seen by the Chiefs. A good kick by Damien McKenzie, but I tell you, Richie Mwanga is going to shove this through the H, and well, I don't think the Chiefs can be very happy with themselves after that.
Yeah, well, there's 3 points from the Chiefs came in one end and right out the other.
Well, the Crusaders back in their guns. Well, they're confident with what's behind them. Amanda Hayes, you know, you love looking at a man's behind, so talk us through. Do the Crusaders have enough of what's behind them?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I'm a bit more of a Chiefs fan. A little bit more toned and there's a bit more structure to the game.
Yeah, well, you love your tone and structure. Amanda Hayes, loose ball off the line out, and that was a bad decision because the Chiefs have got the ball. Brad Weber shoves it in the direction of McKenzie, quickly gets the ball away. That's a thumping kick, and that is a beautiful clearance by Damien McKenzie, a little man with a big boot. And he'll be happy with that because he's got his team out of jail.
Scott Robertson, he's ended up wearing a bloody hat halfway through this match. Maybe that was in the Oranges at halftime and he just felt the need to put a cap on all of his coaching staff.
Yeah, well, the Tangata Whenua will not be happy with that. That's tapu. Next, if we see him sitting on a table, I tell you, there'll be people shitting bricks. The Chiefs on the defence after the line out. Matt Todd. With 10 minutes to go or so in the game, the Crusaders 22 metres out, didn't take the kick before, but they've got advantage now as the arm comes out by the referee. Mitchell Drummond trying to reach into that ruck. He's got to reach up there. Mwanga, cross kick and into the hands safely of Sean Stevenson, so we'll have a penalty. And the Crusaders, well, what are they going to do? Are they going to try and extend their lead? Or are they going to have a crack and another try and get that bonus point that they want?
Yeah, well, what's behind them might be a little bit bruised and battered at this point, so you'd think they'll just take the 3, take the safe option, and extend this lead back to 6 points. And without it, and you can take over. I can't speak words.
How about we just? Oh well, Richie Mwanga, he puts it into the stands. We'll go to former All Black Liam Johnson again. Well, Liam, back in the day when you were playing, when you scored a try, it was only worth half a point. So you got a soccer score of things. You know, what do you think of this extended version of the game?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Jake.
Oh, I thought back when you played, it was half a point. It was still 5.
Can't remember.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Have caught up with me.
Well, say that again.
The concussions have caught up with me.
Yeah, well, of course, he had 22 concussions, did former All Black Liam Johnson. So, as you can tell, he's not all there. He's a can short of a six-pack at times. Te Tuirua Tahuri Orangi comes on to replace Brad Weber. And now the Crusaders are on the back foot from the maul. They're 10 metres out, but can they get the front foot going? Here they go. Holding at the back is the Crusaders. If they can get over the line, the Chiefs are history, you'd argue. About 3 metres out, the Chiefs trying to hold this Crusaders team out. Go over the line. Can they get it down? No, they can't. Off goes in the corner. And the try is imminent. Jimmy Dolman being consulted by the referee, Ben O'Keefe. And we may go to the TMO, but Ryan Crotty is not in a good state.
Looks to be his collarbone. He's clenching and holding it. That might not be the best thing to do. My suspicions as a doctor myself. Did you know that? I'm actually a qualified medical doctor. So if we ever have an injury, I'm your guy.
Well, that really changed over the summer, Bradley. I didn't realise that you were a doctor.
Yeah, well, I did one of those online courses and I got a certificate and everything.
Okay, can you make sure the link's in the bio or something, in the description?
What, to my qualification?
Yeah, no. For some other people can do this course.
Oh, no, you have to be a certain type of person to do it.
Oh, okay.
It's
sorry.
It's not open to peasants.
Well, butter my toast and call me Gerald. I would not want to be the man tackled by a tackle like that, because that is a ripper of a tackle. In fact, to be honest, Bradley, Aaron Patterson, the TMO, is probably going to argue that that's high, and I think this is penalty try material.
I was just thinking that. He caught him round the head, neck area, stopped an inevitable try, you'd have to say.
Yeah, Lachlan Bosch here.
First impact was at the shoulder and the hand slips up to around the head and it goes snapping back like a bloody turtle.
See, the rugby players in the audience would argue, how the hell else are you supposed to tackle a man that close to the line? However, when the law changed only 2 years ago, it meant you cannot tackle like that regardless. So we are possibly thinking of a penalty try and a yellow card against Lachlan Bosch here, which would send this AMI stadium into an absolute frenzy. O'Keefe, he's got his arms folded, so he's really thinking about it. Amanda Hayes, the arm around the neck. Do you like that in a game of rugby?
Oh, I do, but when you look at him when he comes down, you can just feel the angle, and it does not feel comfortable.
No, it doesn't actually. Almost shades of former All Black Liam Johnson's 22 concussions, and the very unlucky instances that he had in the game. Aaron Patterson trying to communicate with Ben O'Keefe, and it's probably looking yellow card material. He's getting the call over and having a corridor. O'Keefe trying to get the words out. It's a penalty try, yellow card, and Lachlan Bosch is going to sit in the naughty boys chair, and Ben O'Keefe is going to blow the whistle under the horns. The Crusaders have got 7 more points to their tally, and we're going straight to a kickoff. No need for a conversion. And Lachlan Bosch here, unfortunately, has got himself caught up in the match, caught up in this great Chiefs defence. And the Crusaders are now really in the driver's seat of this match.
In defence of Lachlan Boshier, there is not much he could have done else to stop the Crusaders player. Where the hell else are you meant to tackle him?
Yeah, exactly. In that position, it's bloody hard. But, you got exact proof of why you shouldn't, and that's former All Black Liam Johnson.
He's too zoned out from the concussions to understand what was just said.
Yes, well, Sam Whitelock, he's a hairy man. He's grown some serious facial hair over the summer. The 10-point lead is on the cards now for the Crusaders, 33-23, with 8.5 to go. Lost forward off the kick-off, the Crusaders, so the Chiefs get the opportunity to have a crack.
They're going to have to score a converted try within the next 4 minutes, you'd have to say, to give them any chance of winning this match or salvaging a draw.
Yeah, well, the Chiefs against the Crusaders haven't had great history in historical sense, but you can never count them out. Remember, this is Super Rugby, And tries are not hard to come by as we hear Bradley Richardson snorting into the microphone. It's a hard night for Bradley. Here he's been sick. He's just been sick as a dog all day. And we really appreciate your effort, Bradley.
Yes, I was so sick that I had to turn down a game of Rugby 06, so that really puts things into perspective.
Yeah, well, he was battling, in fact, probably almost eligible for euthanasia, to be honest.
It wouldn't surprise me because as my sickness grievous and irremediable, I could argue that. I don't think there's any coming back from a cold.
Well, Bradley, is the sickness too hard for you to handle?
Yes,
Is it suffering that you deem intolerable?
When I have to turn down a game of Rugby 06,
that's intolerable. Yeah, that's fair enough.
That is a step too far.
That's fair enough. So that's fair enough. Ben O'Keefe calls crouch bind set, and here we go. Quickly comes out the scrum, and now Johnny Foley finds himself bumping into some players, but manages to get about 15 metres behind him. Brodie Retallick. Now Damien McKenzie, short ball, and it's lost forward. Again, anticlimactic by the Chiefs. Fires it wide. The Crusaders now have some numbers to work with out on the left-hand side. Boom shakalaka, says Johnny Fa'uli. And a thumping tackle on the far side of the field. The Crusaders, their ball to hand is looking better than the Chiefs. That's why they're ahead on the score sheet at the moment. Back is Marty McKenzie. Tries to kick but doesn't in the end. He's looking out. I think he's out cold. In fact, he is. He's been knocked out. And just like Liam Johnson, former All Black Liam Johnson, has been concussed many a time, Marty McKenzie has just got a face full of knee, and he is out of it. We look at it on the replay. Fakes a kick, steps inside, trips over the tackle, and boom, shake the room. Seta Tamani Valu knees him to the head, but Manasa Mata Ali managed to do his job in stopping Damien McKenzie. I assume we'll be out for a while, but Bradley, let's talk about something maybe a little bit off the cards.
Yeah, well, just thinking about it, I'm trying to come up with something in my head. Normally it comes to me quite naturally, as with this whole commentary thing does, but give me a couple minutes because I think it will be a while.
Bradley. People would argue that about the natural side of things. Amanda Hayes will bring you in again. Possession 50-50. That means they've both had the ball for the same amount of time. How crucial is it that the teams get the same amount of opportunity with the ball?
Oh, it depends. I think they're both quite even playing tonight. There's a few sloppy moments in both sides, but I hope the Chiefs can pull it through, pick it up a bit and win the game.
Amanda, a common theme in your commentary is the word sloppy. What does that mean? What does that word mean to you?
Oh, well, I don't know much about rugby, but when they drop the ball, they fake a tackle, trip over their own legs. That's a bit sloppy.
No, that's football. I think you're getting a little confused here.
Well, I've noticed in tonight's game they're playing a little bit of football, so that's where I'm getting it from.
That's fair enough, actually, because there's been well over 500 metres of kicks. So fair enough.
But there's no players diving. This actually is a real sport. So
yes, exactly. 10 points the difference. 6 minutes to go as time is back on here in Addington. Shout out to the sponsor of today's broadcast, Oxygen. Of course, without it, we just couldn't be here. So thanks to Oxygen for really allowing us to be here and broadcast this. Anton Leonard-Brown in midfield has the ball and rumbles it forward past a few defenders. They keep on the attack and a bad ball, but intercepted. And the Crusaders have shut the gate. George Bridge over the line. And that's good night, nurse. The Crusaders edge ever closer to a 50-point score. And the Chiefs are left in the dust.
You wouldn't have picked this at half-time. The lead extended out to 15 points already. There's still a whole 5 minutes to play. You never know what could happen.
Oh, just horrific passes by the Chiefs all night. Going to ground every single time, except for that one just before it hit the deck. George Bridge out of nowhere, extends his arm. It's like he's in the bloody Invincibles. He's like the stretchy guy who just reaches out. Oh, it's the woman, isn't it? She can just stretch everywhere.
That's the Fantastic Four, not the Invincibles.
Oh, something like that. I'm not one of those nerds, but oh crikey, it was just outstanding with the Crusaders, and are an experienced team, showing the Chiefs how to play some footy.
I have a serious question. With Investec being a major sponsor of Super Rugby, why is their logo a zebra?
Well, I don't know. I don't know why would Westpac? Why would Westpac?
Why is
be a
Westpac's
W?
logo a W?
Oh, that's
I don't know.
Actually, that's probably a good point. Maybe why is the sky black? Why is the sky black? I don't know. Anyway, George Bridge, he's got a beautiful locks on him there. Amanda, you get a feast of your eyes on that man.
Oh, I don't know, He's got kind of the same thickness here as me and nearly the same length, so he needs to get a haircut, I reckon.
The Crusaders take it from the kick-off, and then it's loose. The Chiefs just trying to hold on to it. It's looser than a Thai prostitute out here at the moment. It's just ridiculous. They need to catch the ball. The Chiefs inside their 22 now, wrapping around. Another interception! And Mata Eli puts the ball over the chalk, and the Crusaders 45, the Chiefs 23. That is a turn of events.
It didn't seem too long ago that the Chiefs actually had a lead in this match. Now it's out to 22 points, and they're just going to look at each other and wonder where it all went wrong. And I think they have the grip tech to blame. Just a bit too strong today. They can't seem to release the ball correctly, and it's just sticking in the hand.
Manasa Mata Eli, opportunistic stuff, reaches out and grabs it straight. He knows where the camera is. He looked straight at it, and he knew that was a good try to this Crusaders team. It's about to be 47-23. The Crusaders, they'll take 5 points onto this and lead the New Zealand Conference. And the Chiefs, well, they will be looking not too good at all, as Mitch Hunt, a legend of the Crusaders outfit last year, is about to try and put this ball through the sticks. Lackluster effort in the last 10 minutes by the Chiefs. And the Crusaders, well, they're an experienced team. They're a good team. And they are showing the Chiefs how to play with the oval ball.
The good old pigskin shape, as Mr. Johnson likes to tell us.
Yeah, former All Black Liam Johnson. I know he'll be proud of that try as Richie Moonga. In fact, it was Mitch Hunt puts it up, and it falls short of the uprights. And a very, very strange attempt at goal. But nevertheless, a good intercept try there by Mata Eli. If former All Black Liam Johnson, if you had any brains left, you'd probably be able to do that. I would imagine.
I think I would, yes.
Yes, very simple answers from former All Black and 20-time concussed person Liam Johnson, as the Crusaders have the ball, and now George Bridge goes for a run. Getting through a lot of defence there and then crawling along the ground. The Crusaders fling it wide, and now lost forward by Seta Tamani Valu. He jumped the walker a few years ago from the Chiefs. He just didn't feel the Chiefs' mana, and now he's down with the Crusaders, putting the Chiefs to the sword.
Yeah, you got to say he's fully responsible for this 45 points. No other Crusaders did anything tonight.
Well, actually, well, you know what I mean, Bradley. It was just a great metaphor.
I was being serious.
Well, it's really just brought it down to reality, hasn't it? What are we going to talk about, life and death now, Bradley?
And a little bit of love.
Well, we'll leave that to Amanda Hayes, that's for sure. Te Toiroa Tāwhiri-o-Rangi to feed the scrum out of Taranaki. Of course, Colin Cooper, the Taranaki man. He's got all his recruits here. Oh, just loose pass again. And can't stick in the hands of the Chiefs as we've got 10 seconds left on the clock or so. Teleni Sue wrapped in the tackle. Tāwhiri-o-Rangi again finds Mackenzie. And he's wrapped up. And he's in fact got a hand around the neck but not picked up by any official. Tahuriorangi again. Now they fling it as we enter 80 minutes on the clock. Messam trying to fend Ryan Crotty off. The two All Blacks go at it. Tahuriorangi again. Molly. McKenzie, if he can find a gap. Off to Johnny Fauli. Atu Molly loses the ball forward. And the Crusaders now have the pill. Oh, just a thumping tackle by Solomon Alamalo. A bit of vengeance is key, but they're not going to get it tonight. The Chiefs have gone down to the Crusaders, and the defending champions have shown their worth yet again here in Christchurch in opening round. They beat the Chiefs by 45 points to 23 in a class effort, and the crowd are very much happy with that. As Bradley Richardson, your thoughts on this big match?
It's been one hell of a match. The second game between two New Zealand teams this weekend. The first one with the Blues going down to the Highlanders was an absolute barn buster. This one, a little bit of a blowout, but in the end it was a great spectacle, and you wouldn't expect much else from New Zealand teams unless they're playing someone from Australia.
Well, that's very true, Bradley Richardson. And we go to Amanda Hayes for her final comments on the match. Your thoughts?
Oh, it was definitely a game of two halves, in my opinion. But for you, what do you think, being Chiefs, being your hometown? How do you feel going down?
Well, I don't know what you mean with the Chiefs being my hometown.
Well, being from
Amanda.
your hometown.
Well,
Aren't you a Chiefs fan?
Yeah, I do, but the Chiefs aren't my. I don't live in the Chiefs town. I live in Chiefs territory, but that's different. I live in Morrinsville. I'm trying to keep that under wraps because of obvious reasons. But nonetheless, yeah, the Chiefs well defeated tonight in a class effort by the Crusaders, but just not able to keep their biceps ready at this big arm wrestle here in Christchurch. And the Chiefs go down to the defending champions. It's deja vu of what happened in the semi-final last year, where the Crusaders ran away with it by 27 points to 13. This time a little bit more extravagant as the Crusaders win it by 45-23. But this time we see a new look Chiefs team, a new look Crusaders team really taking it to Super Rugby. We'll see you all throughout Super Rugby in 2018, especially the final, which we will be here for, as well as stick with us on our coverage of the Investec Rugby Championship. Our website, www.pyjama.co.nz. Our social media streams on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And donate some money if you're rich to pyjama.co.nz/donate. But that is it here from tonight. It's on behalf of Bradley Richardson and Amanda Hayes. It's Jago Flaherty saying goodnight from Christchurch. The Crusaders 45, the Chiefs 23.